Trying to think what else. So then we're going to go on a Vermont sports cars, then the lunch.
I am in Derby Line, Vermont, but really only by a few feet. Those flower pots are the border to Canada. And that White House over there is in Canada. And this White House over here is in America. And the border goes right through the center of that building. And so if you live on the Quebec side of the line, you can walk on the sidewalk around the edge of the library and walk in that front door there without a passport. And it's free entry, but only if you have your library card with you. So here are the details on that. So this is like a weird quirk on the border. All right, taking a bucket list drive for me is this road here, Canusa Street, C-A-N for Canada, USA for USA, obviously. And this is probably one of the more unique streets in the world. Right now, I'm totally in Quebec. But after I go around a couple of bends here, this street becomes the international border. And when we hit the straightaway, here we go. The buildings on the right, they're all in Canada. The buildings on the left are all in the USA. And you can't cross the street. You have to go down to the corner. At the end of this road, there's a T intersection. So at the end of the road, on the left side of the street, there's a U.S. Customs building. On the right side of the road, there is a Canadian Customs building. And to drive on this road, I came in from the U.S., stopped at the U.S. Customs building to ask how you do it. And they checked my passport and everything. And they sent me across the street to the Canadian building. And they cleared me to drive up and down this street. So right now, both customs buildings, both customs agencies know that I'm a tourist basically driving up and down this street. I think it happens all day long. Now, the street itself is the border, and in front of me is an old house. This house is very famous because it's built on the border, and right through the middle of the house is a line. So part of the house is in Canada, part of it is in the United States. And you can see the yard itself is fenced in, and that is no man's land. And then right here is the Canadians' customs station, and across the street is the U.S. border station. So I'm walking up Phelps Street in Derby Line, Vermont, and this house here is in Vermont. And here's the border in the person's side yard. So if you live in Derby Line and your yard is adjacent to the border and you wonder where it is, this is what you have in the backyard. So the boulders are the border.
Point one. What do we got?
Wow.
We had it way more stress than it was worth. Are you stressing out? Not anymore. Now it's smooth sailing. Now I don't care.
I think this is where a lot of trucks can't do this one right here. Another one of the great drives through Vermont is the Middlebury Gap. Starts at East Middlebury, in fact, right by the Waybury Inn, which is used as the exterior for the Newhart TV show. And it takes you up to the Breadloaf campus of Middlebury College, and then also the Middlebury Snow Bowl ski area. This is just one great drive. First, we'll pass through the town of Ripton. One of the great things about Vermont are these small little towns on the roads throughout the state. And I'm in the town of Ripton right now. And these small towns all have these general stores, which will have groceries, and some may have a deli, that type of thing. This one actually sells gasoline through an old school pump, an old mechanical pump. And as you can see, it's got the old gauges, but on this side it says your purchase may be inaccurate. Please consult your purchase figure on the back of the pump. So on this side it says that you bought $26 worth of gasoline, but in reality it's $20. Another gorgeous evening for a drive as I cross into Pennsylvania and also get my first glimpse of Lake Erie, which is now my 5th Great Lake, and that makes all 5 of them. All right, day 2, driving home from NALM, and I spent the night in Sandusky, Ohio, which is right on the shores of Lake Erie, which you can see here, along with what's probably best known in Sandusky, Cedar Point Amusement Park, which I think is known as the roller coaster capital of America. They've got some huge ones there, as you can see. Driving home, and this is the second NFL game that I've driven past on the way home from NALM. Yesterday it was in Buffalo, the Bills-Ravens, and here's Soldier Field, and we got the Vikings-Bears on Monday Night Football tonight, the season opener, as we pull into Chicago on Lakeshore Drive.